It's got a soul, this hero farm. It falls asleep inside my arms. We work the fields under the stars. The love is here at Goldshop Farms. Well, city life, yeah, it had its charms, but we would dream of the fields under the stars. I fall asleep inside its arms. The love is here at Goldshop Farms. The love is here at Goldshop Farms.
It is 100% possible for a chicken to impregnate a duck, and that will create a duck-chicken hybrid. But interestingly enough, you can't combine a male duck and a female chicken because the process of mating would actually kill the chicken. The federal government has been trying to mask and hide this fact for many years, but as you can see by some of the photographic evidence I've collected over the last couple of years, it's 100% true that you can have weird duck-chicken hybrids. The other interesting thing you might not know is there have also been instances of duck-goose hybrids. They're known as a guck if the father is a goose, and they're known as a deuce if the father's a duck. It's some really weird stuff.
What's going on, everybody? So, yeah, figured I'd have some fun tonight. I know a lot of people are kind of freaked out by the thumbnail that we got here. So I've got to admit, guys, I've fallen down yet another rabbit hole for the farm. So you guys know I'm often fond of like playing around with like new technologies and new things. And one of the things that I've been really into lately has been playing around with like AI image editors. And so, yeah, I've actually made a couple of shorts now on TikTok mostly, playing around with it. I've decided to have some fun with the thumbnail tonight. The thumbnail tonight, by the way, is like this weird hybrid of Toby dog and it was actually a Scottish Highland cow. So what some of the platforms I use, and like Midjourney is the platform actually I've been using, like what that'll let you do is it'll let you like reference a photo. And the reference photo that I used for this one was actually hold on a sec. Hold on, I gotta show it to you guys. It's really weird. It's just, I gotta admit, it's really, really weird, but I've been fascinated with it. But hold on. There we go. So as you can see, so this thumbnail, which was a thumbnail for a video I did recently of me and Ginny Barncat, basically I inputted it into the editor and I gave it the instructions of sitting inside an office, farmers hosting a live stream, photograph realistic, extreme detail, cinematic lighting, high contrast, Sony A7. So that's what it gave me back. Yeah, it does not look like me even remotely. And somehow Ginny Barncat turned into some sort of weird rodent of some sort. I have no idea even why. And actually what's even crazier is I think what they did with Toby Dog was fun. So I gave the instructions of, I gave a photo of Toby basically. So you can see it here. There's a picture of Mr. Toby Dog. And I basically said, Vermont farm, middle of a blizzard, Scottish Highland cattle, because I wanted actually Toby Dog with the cattle, but somehow it made a weird Toby Dog Highland hybrid. There's actually a couple other versions of it too. Like, here's some examples. I think Allison actually liked this one in the lower corner here. I think she thought that was the coolest. But yeah, so I've been playing around with it, and I wanted to like kind of take, just show that and have some fun here tonight. And so that is the origin of the very, very weird thumbnail. But tonight it's a jam-packed farm meeting. As you guys know, we do these farm meetings the first Wednesday of every month. This is the first Wednesday of 2023, which is kind of hard to believe. I'm trying to do the thing again where I'm actually simulcasting on Facebook and YouTube, and it's looking like we got like a combined almost 1,200 people here, which is awesome. Just so you guys know, if you're on Facebook, it's a little bit harder for me to see you guys, and so just know that. Unfortunately, I feel like there's a little bit of a bias to the way this is all set up towards the YouTube platform, but it's the same stream either place you're watching. So the other big thing tonight is that is I just wanted to let you guys know that our farm soap has officially gone on sale. So the Toby Dog farm soap, the Abby Dog, the Lil Barn Cat, the Pablo Barn Cat, the Ginny Barn Cat, the Molly Barn Cat, all of our soaps have gone on sale. They are available now. If you go to Goldshaw Farm, you can actually find them right there. But just know, and this is like super, super important, like the web quantities we have are like all the web quantities we have up. And it even actually, as I'm looking at it here right now, it looks like, hold on, let me bring this up. Yeah, it looks like we already sold out on the farm variety pack. So I was doing a special variety pack that bundled all the soaps in one spot. And unfortunately, we are sold out. Wow, I can't believe I sent the email out announcing the launch about 15 minutes before the live stream, and I cannot get over the fact that that's already sold out. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, just know that we have very limited quantities. It's all the stuff that I made by hand. It's all of our soaps. You can see them here. The Abby Dog. I've got actually a bar of the Toby Dog right here in my hand. Let me click on the Toby Dog profile. You can see it here. Yeah, it's great stuff. I've been using it. I gave it out to a lot of family members as Christmas presents, and it's been really cool. I also want to say a big shout out and thank you to Olivia Shawntroop of Breaking New Roots. I'm not sure if Olivia's in here tonight, but she's been helping me manage a lot of things like the calendars and the soaps and other things. And just wanted to say shout out and thank you and show her some love, guys. But yeah. And Lorraine, to answer your question, I'm the one making the soap. So I, basically like in the month of November, for the most part, late November, I took like almost a whole week plus of just every morning making a couple batches of soap. And so they're all handmade personally by me. So if you kind of want like an interesting sort of commemorative item from the farm too, the soap, I think actually does a nice job of that. And so there you go. And Adrian, no, it's not Photoshop. I mean, it's not really Photoshop. It's actually artificial intelligence that made the craziest thumbnail I feel like I've ever had. And I've had some crazy thumbnails. So there you go. Heads up, your website's only let us pick the 56 one-day delivery. Oh, Johanna. So just so you guys know too, we sort of figured some things out around international shipping. And so we've opened it up to the UK and Canada. Unfortunately, not everywhere. Let me check with Olivia. I'm going to shoot her a text right now, see what that's about. But we will look into that. So stay tuned. If you're just getting that, when I tested it out, it was letting me pick a couple different shipping options. So it might be where you are located. So there you go. Hey, Kathy from North Star Prep Sitters here. Yeah, if you want to get any of our stuff, it's all available there. I will also say that tonight, or not really tonight, but like over the next 48 hours, it's going to be last call for a couple of things that we have out here. So the Goldshaw Farm calendars, I know a lot of folks already have them. I just did another batch of the special editions today. I know Olivia's been like firing off the regular editions for everybody. So that's also out there and available, but it will be gone very, very soon. The regular edition is basically just the calendar. The special edition is autographed. It includes some stickers, some buttons, a magnet, which I don't even actually tell you, but I'll give away the surprise. And so that's out there and available. But anyway, all right, enough hawking. Part of what I wanted to make sure we do here tonight is get to your questions, and I can see there's already a ton of them. I'm going to do my best to keep up. If you guys actually can just take a time and actually put your questions in caps, it makes it easier for me, like my friend Piper Lely here did. What's going on, Piper? And who came up with the Goldshaw Farm motto or soap motto? I didn't even know there was a soap motto. I designed the label and did everything, so I can answer that question for you. I wrote the copy for the website too, if that's what you're wondering. Maybe that's what you're wondering. But I'm trying to think. If you're more specific, Piper, I can try to answer your question. So the soap, Janet is asking, it's 100% it's not 100%. It's 100% grass-fed beef tallow. Sometimes it's mixed with coconut oil, sometimes with a couple other things. But it's beef tallow soap, basically. The Toby Dog is actually 100% beef tallow.
And yes, if anybody's wondering, I know, I'm not sure if I posted up on Facebook. I've definitely posted a video of how I make my soap and the process. And you even see me make some of the bars that are on sale right now. Like I think actually you see the Pablo Barn Cat get made in the video. So yeah, that's out there. All right, let me hit more questions. And I can see there's a lot. And like I said, we have like 1,100 people here. So the chat's going quick. Okay. Katie's asking, have the geese started to form mating pairs for spring? No, not yet. So it's definitely true that usually by like early February, you start to notice warfare on the farm with the geese where they start to battle and jockey and form their mating pairs. We have about, I think it's 21 geese, 22 geese right now. And so I do expect them to sort of split out. It's more males, or I'm sorry, it's more females than males. And so that means everybody's going to have a mate, and some of the fellows are going to get lucky and be able to do double duty. But it has not happened yet. I don't expect it to, like I said, till probably early February, but you never know, because the other thing that things, back to the title of this video of things getting crazy is that, I'm just not exactly sure like what's going to happen weather-wise and whether that plays an impact in their cycle. I would expect if you're looking to order goose eggs from us that you probably see them showing up on our web store by like late February-ish. That would be my guess. Okay, Sarah's saying, did you everyone see there's a donation thing up? Yeah, if you're on YouTube, one of the things I've done is I've decided to do away with like the super chats and that sort of thing, and just shift it to, if anybody wants to be generous with us and give something, please don't give it to us. The charity that we're supporting here tonight is Vermont Food Bank. And so if you want to donate, that is rad. I really appreciate it. I already saw a couple of donations come in. There was an anonymous one of 50 that was pretty crazy. And so thank you guys. That generosity is always appreciated. And yeah. All right, what else is out there? Oh, Kitty again asking, hi Morgan, any pig news? No real pig news. I think the only thing I'll say is this. I am planning on getting pigs here on the farm, either 2 or 3 of them, and I'm planning on doing it in the like late April, early May-ish time frame. It's very, thank you for that donation, the DML, LOL. And so that is definitely what we're looking at right now. So I wouldn't expect to see much on that. You probably won't see a video from me on that topic until May, to be very honest. So stay tuned. Molly Murderman's merch. When? I don't know, Misfit Fox. There could be a new t-shirt announced next week in conjunction with the awarding of Barn Cat of the Year, but I am not at liberty to share tonight who is Barn Cat of the Year. So I don't know, but I do know that we will be offering a new t-shirt starting next week, which is why we're taking some of the things like the calendar off the store right now to just simplify everything. So stay tuned for that. How's Abby's training going? Honestly, Anna Sarah, really, really well. As you guys know, Abby Dog, had some ups and downs over the course of 2022. But over the last 6 months or so, I feel like she's really come into her own. She's still not perfect. She still has just a strong mischief streak in her. But I still think that's more puppy than anything else. She is adorable. And this is the thing. She and Toby are like yin and yang, and like they make such a good pair, where Toby Dog is very serious. He's very stoic. He's kind of almost like melancholy at times. He's very excellent at his job and just a very, loving creature. Abby is playful and fun and sweet, and it's just different vibe. And I'm not saying one's better than the other. It's just I really enjoy having the two of them working together. They complement each other. But yes, Abby's training is going well. I think the biggest thing is that she was actually trying to hop into the duck and goose yard, but I put up some electric poly rope, and that cured her of that instinct really quickly. And I don't even have it electrified now, and she just does not want to go near it. So still some learning stuff, but for the most part, particularly for the last 3 months that she's been free ranging across the entire bird yard, other than where the hoop coop is, I think that's been really good for her. So yeah, there you go.
And yes, like my friend Kathy is saying, please post your questions in caps. It makes it easier for me to see. And I know I'm missing so many. I apologize, guys. How come you didn't try milking one of your cows you have now? I mean, Dims, I have. I don't know if you guys saw it. I put out a video, I think it was in early December, about milking Ariel, our Scottish Highland cow. Excuse me. Sorry. I was playing with Lil Barn Cat earlier. Lil's actually downstairs with Allison, so you won't see her tonight. There's a fire going, so it's really tough to for my drafty office to compete with that. So there you go. Yadira is asking, do the soaps have fragrance? Yes. So each soap has a slightly different fragrance. They're blends. I can tell you those blends right now if you're curious, Yadira. All right. So the Toby Dog is rosemary. The Abbey Dog is rosemary mint blend. The Pablo is patchouli cedarwood. The Molly is eucalyptus grapefruit. The Ginny is peppermint. And the Lil is lavender. So those are the fragrances associated with each one. Essential oils were used for that. They've got a good, strong scent. I wanted to really make sure you could kind of smell it and feel it. So there you go. And yes, they are made 100%, like not 100%, but they are made with the beef tallow from Kurt Cobain. So right from our farm. Cherie says, Kurt Cobain's head. So it's actually still outside. I'm still cleaning it off. I will probably pull it out this spring and actually do a thorough final cleaning. And I think you're going to see me mount it somewhere on the farm. I actually think the place you're going to most likely see it is mounted in the new barn. I think that's going to be where it ends up hanging. But I definitely really want to make it kind of a cool thing. So there you go. Oh, Harrison, this is an interesting question. How are your original 40 ducks doing? Any of them left? So yes, so as Harrison's referring to it, I think I had 41 ducks originally when we first got our first animals on the farm back in the spring of 2018, June of 2018. And let's see, I think about, 13 or 14 die in the teenage years. I had this outbreak of sickness that was just kind of a mess. But then as they got older, everything was good. I harvested, I think, 13 drakes by the end of that fall. I had the weasel attack, which killed off a bunch of them. And at this point, gosh, how many years later? 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, almost 5 years later, I think I have about five, maybe six of those original ducks are left on the farm. So the purebred khaki Campbells. So there you go. Hey Christina, what's going on? The new shirts will be coming from Be Unlimited. So we work with a company called Be Unlimited to do our t-shirts and the fulfillment. We have not figured out exactly how to integrate websites just yet, but they will be through them. The design, if you guys are on our TikTok, you might have even seen a sneak preview of the design when I wore a shirt that I wasn't supposed to wear. It really is, it's going to be pretty cool. And so stay tuned for that. But Be Unlimited. What about the cattle of the year? I don't think I'm going to do that. If I were to try to name a cow of the year, I think what I would do is I think it would be Ariel. I mean, Ariel did really good. She produced a heifer. She was the first one to be grown to allow herself to be brushed. And so I think she was really good. Yeah, she was a good one. So I think Ariel, I think Kurt Cobain would be the other one I'd still think about. Hey, Sarah Schneider, what's going on? Are the cattle still pissed at you for separating them? No, not really. They've gotten much less so. So that first week that the cattle were separated for weaning. So as you guys know, and you've probably seen in some other videos that we posted, we kind of separated the moms and the calves. Because I want the mom cows to dry off and stop producing milk. And then I also want, so I can give them a rest and they don't eat as much food. And then I also want to be able to give the calves the chance to get separated out and just be independent and fully grass fed. Jimi Hendrix will also be leaving once he is weaned. And actually our new bull calf, who I got something I want to talk to you about related to that later today,
I want to make sure he's available to come, and I want to have the calves done with their weaning before he comes. So yeah, there you go. I have not received the new cow yet, the white cow. So I'm buying a white cow as well as her calf here on the farm. It will probably be soon. The problem is it's gotten so warm, and we're like essentially in a Vermont mud season right now, that to get to my friend's farm where the cow is, we actually can't drive the truck or the tractor and the trailer onto his pasture without ruining it. And so that is the issue that we're facing with that. So we've kind of delayed it. I'm not in a rush to bring her on. I mean, honestly, like, it saves me some money from buying hay, so I'm not going to fight that. But if you're curious, it will be soon. I actually think it'll be close to see who shows up first: Randy Macho Man Savage, our new bull calf, or the white mama cow. So stay tuned. And I guess, yeah, I'm going to talk about this now. Hey, what's going out there, Venice in Malaysia? All right. So earlier today, Allison, my wife, and we went on a little field trip to our friend's farm a couple towns over here in Vermont. They are the breeders of our new bull calf, Randy the Macho Man Savage. And actually, Allison got to spend some time with him, for the first time. And I think it actually worked out great. You can actually see Randy right here. He's growing. He's getting bigger and bigger. But I got to say, he remains extremely, extremely docile. That's his neighbor. But yeah, we were in there just brushing him and hanging out. He loves being scratched underneath the chin. He is the chillest calf I have ever seen. And I think we're going to be really lucky to have him. Sorry, played the wrong video. Which video?
Great.
Nope, sorry. This is the video. You can actually also see that black bull in the center of the frame here. That is actually his father. And so he's just a really good bull, produces a lot of great animals. And so, yeah, it's going to be really good. I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to it. You'll probably see a video in a week or so about the trip to their farm and seeing them. And so there you go. You should get sheep and then knit Molly Murdermans. Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. All right. Cheyenne asks, hang on a second, make this easier to read for me. Who is your best egg layer, best breeding when it comes to chickens? My husband appreciates your honesty when it comes. Honestly, I found that Barred Rocks and Rhode Island Reds, even though they're not like the sexy breeds, particularly for our climate, are like the best ones. Yeah, that would be, if I was going to just focus on one breed. I think the only other one I would say is perhaps the Bielenfelders. I'm really a big fan of the Bielenfelders, which we have 2 Bielenfelder roosters this year, which I think is going to be good. Pablo barn cats for sale. No, so the Pablo barn cats, they were on sale last year, Diane, but they are not available right now. So unfortunately, yeah, sorry, you cannot get it. By the way, I want to do just a big shout out and thank you to my moderators. So I see Lynette from 13 Moons Over Mayhem. I know Kathy from North Star Prep Stutters here. I know Scott from the Quacks and Clucks is here. Who else is here? I think that's it. If I missed somebody, I'm really, really sorry. If you guys can, anybody you see who has like the blue wrench next to their name, Scott from 2 Quacks and 5 Clucks. Sorry, I just get my numbers wrong with his name. Yeah, and so stay tuned, but show them some love. These live streams would not be possible without them, and we have like more than 1,400 people here right now, and yeah, I would not be able to do this. Oh, my friend Smoggy Cheeks just checked in. Finally, not another month. Okay, this for folks who don't know about this probably requires a little bit of backstory. I don't know, Smoggy, what was it, like a year ago? Smoggy approached me about trying to start a Discord for Goldshot Farm fans. If you guys aren't familiar with Discord, it's this great platform for networks and communities and live streaming, and you do a bunch of cool stuff. And Smoggy said, "Hey, man, I'll help you set up your Discord." I said, "Sure." But then it's like,
I just kept getting so busy and bogged down with other stuff. I didn't have time to like kind of engage with him on kind of getting it set up. Over the last couple days, we've got it set up. And so I'm pleased to say, and I'm going to drop a link in the chat, that the Discord is now available. And if you guys want to join, you are welcome to. So I'm going to leave the Discord link down here. I'm so far behind in this chat. I am sorry. Here it is. So yes, so just take that link that you see there. I did it in Facebook and YouTube. Go there. You can apply for membership. We're also looking for folks who would be interested in moderating. So keep it from getting too crazy. So let me know if you're interested in that. And we've already got Smoggy and Olivia on board. And yeah, we'll be going from there. Am I planning on having another dog or stopping? I think for the time being, stopping. I think I'm going to continue to work with, Abby and Toby and, and just get Abby completely good. And maybe in a couple years, but no plans immediately to get another dog. I also think sometimes, I know because a lot of people have said it lately, particularly in my cattle videos, that they'd love to see me get a herding dog. And I might. It's just, I can't stress this enough for folks because I feel like I get a lot of these comments on social media a lot. And for a lot of creators or folks who do content about like their farm or homestead, there's seems like this ongoing constant pressure for somebody to always get a new animal or, get the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And I actually don't think that that's healthy because I don't feel like adding more animals to your farm is necessarily good for you. And I don't think it's necessarily good for the animals, and it's never going to fill that empty void in your soul. And so I know it's exciting for the audience to want to see new stuff coming, but I really have prided myself with our farm of always being very cautious and thoughtful for when I bring an animal to the farm. For example, right, I was planning for a year to get ducks before I got the ducks. I was planning for another year before I got the geese. I was planning for another year before 9 months before I got Toby dog. I was planning for another year before I got the cattle. I was planning for easily more than a year before I got Abby dog. And look, I've been talking about almost for a year now about getting pigs, and I will get pigs, and that's going to be the next thing. But I don't want to do it in a way where I overwhelm myself, and so it's not going to be a rush. And yes, Amber's telling me that Discord's only for gamers. I would challenge that. I have found that that's the case. Andrea's asking, can I send you some seeds? Sure, I'd love seeds. We're gearing up. I would say it's probably gonna be another month plus before we start our seedlings here on the farm. Yeah, definitely send seeds. I'd love to experiment with whatever you got. You can send it to Goldshaw Farm, PO Box 225, Peacham, Vermont. 05862 is the mailing address. So if you're looking for it right there, I've just flashed it up on the screen. That is our mailing address. So check that out. Oh, I'm hearing. Okay, so there's some problems with the shipping. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna text Olivia right now again. Hang on. Sorry. It's hard to do a lot at once. I am not great at multitasking, so my apologies, guys. Sorry, bear with me. Here, I'm going to play you another video.
Gosling and a duck together, and I named them Frank for the goose and Bean for the duckling. And they grew up to be the bestest of friends. But a lot of folks wonder, well, whatever happened to them? Well, Frank and Bean are still doing well, and they're on our farm. I think they're around here somewhere. Ugh. It looks like Bean is hooking up with Black Francis, our chicken rooster. That's not a normal thing to happen. Luckily, she's got Frankie to protect her and keep her safe. But I'm not sure. I think she might kind of have a crush on Black Francis.
Yeah, I know a lot of folks were very curious about whatever happened to Bean, Frank and Bean fame. So if you guys remember back in the summer, we had
gosling that hatched out with a mom who was not doing a good job being a mom, and so I took Frankie away, and then I took Bean, who was a duckling who had just hatched out like in the same like 2 days, and put them together, and I raised them together for a couple of weeks. And my plan was originally for Frank and Bean to be raised as companions for the chickens. But what's happened is Frank has fallen in with the ducks. And so, like, Frank is almost the opposite of Ron Swanson. So, where Ron Swanson is the duck who thinks she's a goose, Frankie, I think she's like the goose who thinks she's a duck. So, there you go. All right. I know I'm running behind here. Do you ever plan on getting sheep or goats sometime in the future? Well, Matt, I think I could see getting sheep someday. I think that they would complement some of the things that I'm trying to do here on the farm, and so I could easily see that. I highly doubt I will ever get goats. I don't want goats. I don't love goats. I worry about what they would do to our trees. They're kind of goats are chaos. I don't really have plans for that. So there you go. Yes, I'm always interested in cow art. And actually, I have something. Let me see if I can find it. I want to show you guys. Somebody just sent me this, and it is so cool. I have this in my pile of thank you notes to write, but this one is so cool. This is also going to be going into the new barn. But check this out. A gentleman by the name of Garth actually sent me this amazing Scottish Highland hook that he actually hand forged, and it is beautiful. So yes, I'm always a big fan of cow art for sure. But yes, thank you, Garth, and I have a note coming to you soon. But yes, always love cow art. All right, what else we got here? So I still have Kurt's hide. I'm still looking for somebody who'd be willing to cure it for me. I do want to actually turn it into like either a rug or a wall hanging, but I have not found somebody available to do it just yet. So I'm still working on that. Hey, Kamal, shoot me an email at goldshawfarm@gmail.com, and we will be kind of getting that stuff set up for sure. I would love to have folks helping out. So, unfortunately, Teresa, I'm assuming it's Teresa, so hopefully I'm not butchering your name. Loofahs don't do well in our climate, so we don't have a long enough growing season for them to really get the way they need to. So I've got a couple of friends who've experimented with loofahs, but they don't do great up here. Versus actually Meg Holler, my friend down in North Carolina, she grows loofahs all the time, and they do great, but not up here. More southern thing. Only Mariana is asking, what happened to your bees? My bees, honestly, I believe are doing okay. I did my last hive check about a month and a half ago. I'm due for another one, actually, especially with the warmer weather. They haven't been active. I have them kind of in sort of winter mode, but I'm hoping they're going to make it for the spring, and then they'll be set up to go out again. But everybody was looking healthy in my last hive check. So yeah, I think people are always asking about the bees, and and I guess number one, it's hard to make videos about the bees because it's really hard to shoot videos while I'm wearing the beekeeper costume. And two, I'm just very self-conscious of what bee what bee knowledge I'm sharing, because I'm such a beginner. I'm so bad at it. And people, I gotta say, and they always talk about horse people being really mean or dog people being really mean. I don't know. I think bee people are the meanest, and it's really hard. So I don't know. Yeah. So there you go. I don't think Allison would make a video about it, but she did have a pretty successful Three Sisters garden this year. It went like crazy, especially the corn. The corn did so. The corn did not do good, but the squash and beans were awesome. So yeah. Toby's Lyme disease is actually 100% gone right now. I do basically quarterly monitoring of him and his levels. Like, we did a baseline with my vet, and we bring him in on a regular basis.
but like basically, he's doing pretty good. Yeah, he's 100% back to normal at this point, which I am very, very thankful for that. Um, Karen, my chickens have done a couple of double yolks over the years, but not a lot. Like I always see people with like crazy double yolks or like an egg inside of an egg, and my gals are just pretty good, consistent layers. Actually, they've been kind of slacking lately, but I think that's about to change. It's actually started to pick up. There were a couple weeks in December where I was like getting no eggs. But at this point, I'm getting a couple, like probably 3 or so a day. So it's starting to tick up again. You'll actually see the video that I'm putting out tomorrow is about my egg problem. I will say it's kind of gotten a little bit better over the last last week plus or so, I'd say. So yeah, stay tuned there. All right, let's see. Do the runner ducks have names? A few of them do. The runner ducks, I think of any animal on our farm, like they are the hardest to distinguish because they like clump together and they often move as a single organism. And so it's very hard to name them and separate them because they like never leave each other's side. So I just think of them as like a horde more than anything else. Hey Tammy, what's going on? I hope you're feeling better. I know you sent me a note earlier. I saw it, and yeah, you're not doing well, but I'm glad to see you're here tonight. I hope you're doing good. All right, let me keep going here. How many barn cats do you have at the moment? Who's your favorite? So we have 4 barn cats. 3 of them are outdoor cats. 1 of them is an indoor cat. Um, I don't really have a favorite. I will say my wife Allison's favorite is Pablo Barn Cat. I personally kind of have it's like saying who's your favorite child. I love them and I have different relationships with each of them, and I don't know. I'm pretty okay with that, so I don't have a favorite. Which cow will I butcher next? Well, it's me a steer. Joey Ramone would be the next to go, but I actually might end up getting a steer to help carry us over for beef sales, just because we sold out so quickly. No, Sarah. So he wouldn't like the barn that we're building is not going to be really an animal barn. So I'm going to hang the skull in the new barn that we're building. And so that's really more like for parking vehicles and the tractor and tractor implements and a workshop and like all that stuff. And so there you go. Texas roast, I have high hopes too. And I just realized your avatar is Trogdor, and I think that's amazing. So, Clifford, like I said earlier, I don't think I'm ever getting goats. All right, I'm going to talk about this, even though I probably shouldn't, because I'll never hear the end of it. My experience with having Ariel the cow and milking her for a really short time, it was like I was doing it semi-regularly for about 9 days. That has made me really like think about getting a dairy cow. I think the argument for it is I would love it. I think I would have a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of things I could do with dairy milk, particularly as I think about adding pigs. Like I think fitting that with the dairy cows, I think would all of that would be really cool. I think the downside is, or number one, my wife Allison, she's actually allergic to like milk, like and not even just lactose intolerant. Like she actually gets sick from drinking it, and so it would just be me in the house consuming it, and that's a lot of milk for one person. And so I don't think that would quite work for me. But I do think about it a lot. I can almost guarantee you it's not going to happen this year, but it's something as I think about long-term dreams and goals for the farm, it's something that kind of falls into play. Hey, Tarazi's Bakery. All right, I'm going to do a shout out right now. This is not paid. This is not sponsored at all, but like this is my favorite like pizza restaurant and Italian restaurant in the Northeast Kingdom. Heck, not even Northeast Kingdom, in Vermont at this point. Tarazi's Bakery in St. Johnsbury, Vermont. They make outstanding food. I absolutely love it. They rule. And so if you're ever in St. Johnsbury looking for somewhere to eat, I highly recommend it. They were actually over here in Danville, which actually had me getting there much more regularly. It's probably a good thing that they moved a little farther because they do like all the really good Italian pastries like cannoli and spiedel and like all of that. It's so good. Italian cookies. But they also do incredible pizzas and sandwiches, and they even now do like fish, like fried fish and fish baskets. And so yeah, huge shout out. But to answer your question, Tarazi's Bakery, they are still just outside right now in their beehive. I made sure that they got a lot of feed. I actually tried to feed them extra compared to everybody else going into this winter. And so I hope they can make it. But I will say, if I was going to say any beehives at risk of not succeeding, they are the most likely to not succeed just because they didn't have as long a time period as the other two colonies to establish themselves. Yeah, Blue. I am a beginner. Exactly. Yeah, Andrew, I don't know what it is, but it's just there's a lot of mean folks who are really, I don't know, like strong opinions on beekeeping. And you know what I think it is? They don't like it if you say something that they disagree with. And I'm not trying to say I'm a beekeeping expert. I'm just a guy doing his best trying to learn. It's really where I'm at. I've just gotten through my second year of having bees, and so I'm still so early on. Hey, Cody Haskins, what's going on, buddy? I by the way, Cody, I gotta write something for you. I know that. I thank you for popping in here and reminding me. So yeah, there you go. What was getting weird? All right, rationally, I will talk about this one a little bit. So you'll see this video probably in about a week or so. Yesterday, I went outside and I put in my first maple tap of the season, which is weird because typically I wouldn't do that until like early March around my birthday. It's usually the line that I draw for when I start getting ready for sugaring season. And I put it in. I already have like 5 gallons of sap. And I'm like, what is going on here? 5 gallons of sap, and we're not even through the first week of January. That's just weird. And so one thing that's been getting weird has been the weather. The other thing that's been weird is like I've been playing around with artificial intelligence, like I told folks earlier on this one. Yeah, those are the main things getting weird. Hold on a second. I'm just going back and forth with Olivia. Yeah, sorry guys. I know the shipping issues. Yeah, so yeah, because Olivia's saying it like it should be like the basic shipping option. It roughly works out to be about $3 per bar, which I mean, it's not easy to ship stuff, and the package, like if you want to see it, it actually looks like this. This is one of the packages. This is what the bar of soap itself looks like. Pretty good sized bar. It's actually nice and like ergonomically designed for scrubbing, like super moisturizing. It smells really good. So yeah, Olivia's looking at that. So stay tuned with that one, guys. All right. How much snow both you got last year and this year? I mean, so our snow right now, we have like patches of ice on the ground right now, but there's no true snow at this point. It's all melted. We might get a dusting tomorrow, I think. So if anybody had been having shipping problems, can you just drop in the chat where you've been trying to send it to? Because Olivia is trying to troubleshoot right now, and I want to try to do that. Sorry, we're multitasking as we go. And so there you go. Sorry, but to Janet answer your question. So I would say that ultimately we got like 16 inches. We also had a storm that dropped about 6 inches. And I think we had 3 inches. So we've received I don't know, I'm going to say like about 26, 27 inches, but there's no snow on the ground. And the problem is our groundwater reserves really, really rely on having a lot of snow and like having it all melt at once. And so when it dribbles off like this, what it does is it actually means less of the water gets down to the aquifer, which means like things like our well become more of a risky thing. And so it has me worried. I mean, and I know this is going to be very unpopular, and I know people are going to riot in some of the comments and chats here, but but basically that is the issue. Sorry, getting back to Olivia again. All right, guys. All right. Anyway, onward. Morgan, I think you're constantly thinking about getting the next animal's hype and not good for the longevity. From 15 minutes later, I really want a dairy cow. I love you. Yeah, no, Sarah. I mean, like, yes, my hypocrisy is on full display. I 100% cop to it. But honestly, I actually will, in my defense, say that way of thinking is where I actually think it's okay. Because I'm not saying, hey, next week I'm going to try to get a dairy cow, or even this spring I'm going to get a dairy cow. What I really try to do as a rule for myself is space out any new animal by a year. So like year 1 was ducks, year 2 was geese, year 3 was really Toby dog, year 4 was like kind of getting into the cattle, year 5 was cattle learning curve and Abby dog learning curve, and now year 6 is looking like it's going to be pigs. But yeah, I don't have any plans on like trying to do anything crazy, because yeah, it really doesn't help if you're trying to like constantly do new stuff. So there you go. All right, let's see what other questions we have. Half utilitarianist. How's the community in your place? Are you having neighborhood barbecues? Our community, I love the town of Peacham that we live in is awesome. I really love the folks that are here. I really love the way like kind of people interact for the most part. I think it's just a really good close-knit community. Yes, we do have, like, for example, like Labor Day, we had a huge town picnic, which was kind of awesome. And then yeah, with friends, we have bonfires and cookouts and all that sort of stuff, depending on the time of year. Sugaring season actually becomes a big social time, because like people people basically are coming out and like just hanging out and boiling sap, and that's a great opportunity to just hang out with friends, because it just takes some time. And so yeah, those are some biggies. Who's my idol? I don't know. I don't really, at this point, as a 42-year-old man, I really admittedly don't have um I don't have an idol. When I was a kid, my idol was actually Matt Groening, the creator of The Simpsons. So I don't know, think about that as you may. Okay, so Bridget is saying she's in New York, and she's having shipping problems. All right. I had this like high hope of trying to do this in a like live stream of launching the product. This is a good test, because I will tell you guys, I know another question folks I saw earlier is basically we're getting ready to launch the book. So the next thing that's to come, and I'm going to just because I have a working draft manuscript right in front of me. The Toby Dog book is, let me just make sure as I flash this, there's nothing I shouldn't be sharing. The Toby Dog book, I just actually did another draft. I have an editor hired now, and I'm close to having an illustrator nailed down. And what we're going to do is probably in May be launching a Kickstarter. And so things like the soap, honestly, is a good test case for how things are going. Yeah, see, hold on, I'm just gonna. So yeah, Denise was saying she had $56 for 2 bars. That's insane. Yeah, that's not quite right. Sorry guys. All right, so yes, thank you. Okay, so my question was really kind of the core of domestic issues, which I think you guys are answering. How many springs do you think are on your property? I mean, like, so I know about those two. I know about a third one for I know of 4. I'm going to imagine that there's more that I haven't discovered deeper in the woods. So there you go. Would I consider naming the white cow Alice in Wonderland? Oh my gosh, Misfit Fox. Maybe. Okay, Lawrence's life wants a name for a chicken. Okay, Lawrence, it's really hard without knowing what do you like, what's on. But if you're looking for a name, I'm gonna give you a name off the top of my head. If it's a male, or I'm gonna assume it's a female. Pippi Longstocking. How about that? Pippi Longstocking the chicken. Always a big fan of that. Paul Kirkpatrick asks, how is spring routing going? I haven't tried to do it yet. Like I said in that video, in the spring, I will try to tackle the spring. It's part of my long-term plan for where I'm going to start to house the cattle in the winter, because my plan is to route that spring down towards where the pond is, have it constantly running so that I have a good source of winter water for the cattle. And then the overflow of that would then flow into the pond, which would then overflow and flow into the spring. And so I'm trying to get it that set up. That's my vision, but I'm not going to try to tackle that until like probably June, is the reality of it. Nope. Brian, I don't think I will raise ostriches. I really don't have interest in exotic animals. And yeah, ostrich would fall into that. Rheas, emus, all of those. Nope. Not for me. Right. Let's see. What do we got? What else do we have? Oh, here, Tegan. What's going on? What made you desire to run to go to farming instead of the city? I think the biggest thing for me was, I really wasn't happy with where my life was at the time. I was not feeling like I was building towards something. I was having this growing passion for like growing things and nurturing things. And I just had a strong feeling like the world needed more farmers. And so those were the major things that I've thought about. Yeah, Sahin, jerseys would be the ones I would. Those would be the ones that I'd probably consider for sure. No, the season's kind of ended here, so I don't have any hound issues right now. We're out of season, so I see that as a good thing. I would not say I'm considered a local celebrity. No. Morgan, when? I don't know, Strawberry. So this is a good question. So the answer is I can't include the pond because it's like impossible to run the fence to keep the birds in. Like if I tried to run a fence around it, they'd go in. I also want to be able to rest the pond. And while it's melted right now, for the most part during the winter, it's rock solid. Like in a normal winter, that pond would not be melting until April. And so that's the difference for me. And that would be what I would suggest in terms of like why with it. The thing though that I do have is the overflow for the pond runs through the bird area as it runs down to the stream. And so the birds are actually playing in that right now. So there you go. Yeah, I know you can't use cow's milk, but you can use goat's milk. I mean, if I were to do dairy, I probably would make a buttload of butter. So yeah. What medicine did the vet give to Hobie Dog for his Lyme disease? It was doxycycline, basically. That was the primary thing. I was giving that to him a couple times a day, like twice a day, I think. And then there was like a pain med for the first week just to help him with his mobility. But in terms of what like cured his Lyme disease, the doxycycline. I love having the small town stuff. That's good. Yeah. Ronnie, I feel like I am ready for what needs to be done there. I have spent a lot of time actually taking care of pigs for other people. I've seen a number of pig setups. I feel like I've become a pretty competent fence builder. So I mean, I don't know. I'm probably gonna eat these words. You can probably see this very clip show up in a video of my pigs escape and go crazy. But my thinking is, yes, I think I'm ready. I hope I'm ready. I pray I'm ready. Oh, so Lil is not in her usual chair tonight. Basically, she is downstairs and she is hanging out with Allison. There's a fire going downstairs. My office is easily a good 10 or 15 degrees colder than it is down in that room. And so our girl, she loves to be where it's warm. So Lil is downstairs. All right. Okay, I got another email back. Okay, the best I can do is okay, if anybody's having shipping issues, can you do this? Can you email info@goldshawfarm.co? Info@goldshawfarm. Hold on, sorry. Shawfarm.co. .com, remember, .co. So if you're having shipping issues with the soap or need to get a refund because you got charged like an exorbitant amount of shipping, info@goldshawfarm.co. So there you go. Yeah, sheep are escape artists, and yeah, I mean that is definitely something I think about. So for sure, Brian, I think you're right. So here's the thing, and this is why I'm not putting all my chips in on pigs. I'm going to do a 1-year experiment this year where I'm going to raise 2 or 3 pigs, no more, no less. So the minimum will be 2 because you don't want to have just 1 pig by themselves. The maximum will be 3. And basically that will be a 1-year experiment. They will come here in, like I said, late April, early May. They will leave here probably like in November, and I will see if I like it or not. If I like it, great. I will get more pigs the next year and keep figuring things out, deciding, do I want to just grow feeder pigs? Do I want to breed? Like, I'll start making those types of decisions. I'm not trying to make any of those decisions. All judgment is reserved. This is a 1-year experiment, and and basically that's like the easy way to like figure out, do I want them? But I think you're right. I could get extremely frustrated with them and not want them and just only do that 1 year. But I just want to give it a shot, and so that is the plan. How old is Pablo? Pablo's almost 9 years old now. He's getting up there. At some point he might retire and become an indoor cat like Lil. The problem with Pablo is he doesn't want to be, and he's kind of a really bad indoor cat. So I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Could you do a barn tour? What was it? I've done that before. I've like made basically that video, but yes, I will probably in the not too distant future do one of those. Like just kind of a full-on barn tour to kind of show you guys what that looks like. Oh, wow. Hey guys, I'm looking at the stocks for what's on sale in our online store, and we are all sold out of the farm soap variety pack. And hold on a second, I'm gonna just refresh this because this is kind of crazy. We are all sold out of the farm variety pack. We have 3 Toby Dog soaps left in stock. So just so you know, the Toby Dog soaps are going quick. Yeah. Okay, what is Kristen saying? Have you ever considered letting people do a day visit in the summer? You charge them. Yeah, I've thought about it, Kristen. I'm not exactly set up for it. We kind of did a version of it this fall when people came to the farm to like try to pick up their geese or buy some beef, and it worked out pretty well. And so I would expect there's going to be like a farm, like if you buy stuff from the farm, you will be able to come to the farm to pick it up, and I'll get a little mini tour. And yes, you can say hi to Toby Dog. I actually am trying to avoid having people pet him and Abby just because it's actually bad training for them. But you'll definitely see everybody. You will absolutely be able to pet the barn cats, particularly Ginny Barn Cat, who is the most Friendliest cat in the world. She might even try to climb your shoulder. She's that friendly. But yeah, how did Ginny start climbing on your shoulder? I don't know. I think I might have enabled it a little bit. When kittens are tiny, for some reason, when I'm walking around the farm, I like to pop them on my shoulder and walk around. And like Lil Barn Cat used to do that all the time. But as she got older, she stopped doing that. uh, and I think that was like weird. But then Ginny, she just, to this day, I mean, she's gosh, how old is she now? It's like a year and a half old, and almost 2 years old actually. And yeah, she will still climb up my coat anytime. What I'm really happy about is she stopped trying to climb up me when I'm just wearing a t-shirt, because let me just tell you guys, that really, really hurts. But what she will do is when she sees me wearing that brown heavy chore coat, which is thick, she will climb right up it, and it's great. When I'm wearing like a sweatshirt like this, because I was wearing this outside today, it's something that she's sometimes going to climb up, and it doesn't hurt that too much. So yeah, there you go. Timothy O'Donnell asks, do you get comments on the YouTube channel from other Peacham residents? What do they say? I think they're all very positive. Most are very, very positive on it. I think a lot of people are actually shocked to see like just how many people are watching the videos and how many people know of Peacham from like far-flung places just because of the videos. So I think that's probably the biggest comment I feel like I hear. So yeah. Shannon asks, what is your next big project? Well, Shannon, I will say I think my next big farm project is going to be building the barn. So as you guys know, we last spring knocked down that shed, small barn structure in the front of our property. In the fall, Alfred came in and he basically put in like 25 concrete piers and leveled the property, and we put in a whole bunch of fill to get everything all level. And basically that is set so that come like probably mid-April, early May, we're going to start building the barn. I have a crew lined up. I have a timber framer who's actually building the timber frame kit right now. And you'll see a lot of that. You'll actually probably even see a video, I don't know, probably late January, early February, where I go to my timber framer shop and you can see the design, see how he works, see what he's doing, and you'll get like a sneak preview of it all. But I would say that, Shannon, that's going to be the next big farm project. And really the goal is probably by the 4th of July to have that barn built and completely set. Well, I'm glad you made it here, Dove. It's good to have you. I like hanging out with you guys. Oh, all right, Danny, you got the pet. Danny over at Wicked Awesome Gardening, she actually came here to shoot a video, and so there you go. Okay, so some people are having problems. Yeah, stay tuned. Olivia's working on it. She sometimes with our store it gets a little funky, so apologies. But yeah, I don't know if we'll ever have a lapdog. Probably not. I'm not a big lapdog guy. I like my big dogs. I like my large white farm dogs. I don't know. I feel like I have all the dog I'd ever need. A lapdog would be kind of redundant. Where do you get the inspiration for your videos, and where do you get the ideas? Honestly, I just sort of brainstorm and think about it when I'm doing chores. Like, look, I shoot videos of me doing chores maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Those other days, I'm just doing stuff and working around the farm. And when I'm doing that, I'm often thinking about things. And I have like a little notebook. And when I have an idea, I just jot it down in the notebook, or I'll jot it down on my phone. And then like once or twice a week, I'll sit down with all those ideas and say, ooh, I'll do this one tomorrow, and I'll shoot this one for next week. And there you go. No, Emily, I don't think I would. I mean, we have so much space here. I mean, we are a 160 acre farm. So no, I don't have plans to like rent out another property. I'm not that worried about them ruining my property, which might also come back to bite me as a statement, but we'll see. Stay tuned. So yeah, my plan will be to make soap again next year. I will probably tweak and play with some of the recipes and stuff as I keep getting better at this. I'll keep improving it, is really where he goes. If you're looking for it, just go to goldshawfarm.com. You'll be able to get it right from the website. Goldshawfarm.com is the easiest way to order it. Okay, Scott is saying $7 a fair price for home. Yeah, okay, yes, I agree. How big? I don't know. I don't have like a growth target, Anna Sarah. I'm trying to have something that is profitable, that's self-sustaining, and doesn't burn me out. And that actually makes it easier. So, Red, the reason people do it in caps, it makes it easier for me to see questions. And so that's why I ask for folks to do it that way. Did I ever consider moving? Not really. I don't know. I don't speak many other languages. My Spanish is really poor. So no, we have not really considered moving elsewhere to start a farm. Well, hey there, Sam. Good to see you. Is solar power of interest for your coops? Well, so we have a solar powered light on our chicken coop. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't want to do heat. I don't know, to maybe answer your question, Theo. I strongly believe that I shouldn't be heating my birds because I actually think it creates more problems than it helps. So there you go. How often are you doing these lives? Haven't seen you in a year. Yeah, I haven't been on Facebook a lot. I will admit that. But yeah, I'm really yeah, I do the live stream on YouTube every first Wednesday of the month. And actually so far tonight it hasn't been too bad. And so I probably will do this again on Facebook. And so do like the simulcast because yeah, we have like almost 1,600 people here on the live stream between the two platforms right now. So yeah. Excuse me. Sorry, my voice is starting to go, so this is getting into the final wind down here. Hi, Morgan. What are you most worried about and possibly scared about getting a bull? I think probably, I don't know. I was definitely worried about having an uncontrollable animal. What I'm starting to realize as I keep learning more and more from my friends over at Shad Acres, which is the farm where our bull calf, who you can see right here, is coming from. What I'm finding is that if I do things right, he should be a good one. He's a great personality bull. I mean, you can just even see here, like Allison's able to just go right up to him and pet him, and we were scratching him, and it was just so nice. And so I think it's just a matter of being very conscious of how do I raise him right and make him a great bull, because I really do want to do right by him. I think he's going to be an awesome animal here on our farm. Okay, Texas roast. I'm really curious. $3 on Toby soap shipping. That sounds right. Yeah, that's what Olivia said to me too. She said it should be about $3 per bar. And that sounds exactly right. So there you go. And thank you, by the way, for that donation to the food bank. This is awesome, you guys. I can't believe it. How much have we raised here so far? We've raised $120 for the food bank. That's insane. So unfortunately, what it doesn't do is it doesn't tell me, like, when you do the super chat, it'll tell me right away, but unfortunately it doesn't tell me, particularly because I think I've got the Facebook going and the YouTube. It's not telling me when those get donated. So I apologize if I missed folks. Will you make candles from tallow or beeswax? Maybe. I do have actually a fair amount of beeswax from my honey harvest that I could actually see potentially at one point trying to make something with it. Wait, what? I'm not auctioning off Abby at all. No. Hey, by the way, also just because I know I hear from people all the time. If you ever get a comment from me on a video and it's not like Goldshaw Farm and it has the gray check mark from YouTube saying that I'm verified, or the check mark on Facebook, the blue check mark saying I'm verified, that's not me. So just know that there's a lot of scammers out there these days preying on folks. And so just know that that's not me, and I'm not having contests. I'm not giving free stuff right now. So if you got those emails, like, that's not me. All right. Just ordered a Genie Barn Cat soap and 360. Yeah, that, like I said, that sounds about right. Okay. So, Mariel, I actually don't get enough maple sap to make enough syrup to make enough candy to make it worth it. My friends, actually, the Kemptons, who I did a video on last spring, they actually have been experimenting with like maple cream and candy and stuff, but they do a much larger scale than I do. So I did not order it yet, but actually, and I see what your question is, Candid. So the barn that we're having put up is not a Jamaica Cottage one. It's actually too big. I looked at Jamaica Cottage. I went down there even in the fall and even in the summer. Like I've gone a couple times. And basically, I considered it, but they couldn't actually build a barn the size that I need it because I was looking for a pretty good sized barn. And so, yeah, I did not build that. Thank you, Katie. Where have you gone? I'm looking for you all. I don't know where we went on Facebook. My videos they're going up on Facebook every single day. So there's always something new there. Yes, Alice. Well, she's a nurse practitioner. So Allison works in an emergency room at a farm at a hospital here in Vermont. And yeah, she is still a nurse practitioner. She's been that for a couple of years. She started out as an RN. She got her master's in public health and did some work in like international public health and development for a while. But then when we moved up here, she went back to school to get her nurse practitioner's license, and she's been doing that for a couple of years now. All right, this is going to be last call. So guys, I am going to be wrapping up here. I really appreciate everybody coming out here and hanging out here tonight. I will be back again soon. I probably won't even wait until the next farm meeting, but I'll be taking questions and hanging out. If you're having trouble with the soap, and I'm just looking at our quantities here, all the Toby Dog soaps are sold out. All the farm soap variety packs are sold out. The Pablo Barn Cat soap is probably the next to go. There's only 10 bars left of that. The Abbey Dog is also very close. There's only 13 left there. But yeah, if you're having problems, just email email info@goldshawfarm.co. And Olivia can help you out. And even if you got overcharged, like if you paid some exorbitant price for shipping tonight, just message us and we can make it right. I don't want to make sure anybody gets ripped off here. Yeah, we'll go for there. I'll have a new video out tomorrow. Thanks again, as always, to my mods, Scott from 2 Quacks 5 Clucks, Lynette from 13 Moons, Kathy from North Star Prepsteader. Thank you guys. I appreciate it so much whenever you do this. Tammy from Gillette Homestead. And I will be back again soon with another video. Have a great night, everybody.